Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are all in good condition and excited to attend today's speech. Let me introduce myself. My name is Risa Destiana. You can call me Risa. My role in today's speech is to be the master of ceremonies. This morning we have our some moderators and main speaker. The moderator is Sabita Malaya Firdausi and the main speaker is Wening Nurmitayani. Before starting, let's pray together. Fine, I think that's enough. Next will be directed by our moderator Sabita Malaya Firdausi. Sabita, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Risa. Okay, before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Sabita Malaya Firdausi. You can call me Sabita. My role in today's speech is to be moderator. So let me introduce our gorgeous main speaker of today's speech. Our main speaker is Wening Nurmitayani. The topic that will be delivered in this occasion is the implementing a new strategy to improve student interest in asking and answering questions. Okay, Wening, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Wening, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, moderator and master of ceremony. Hello, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted that so many of you could make it today to my speech. Let me open with a proverb says, "Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave." This is a good proverb to motivate our students, that it is seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. But ironically, what if our classroom is becoming a graveyard after presenting the material? There is a moment of silence if we are asking students a sacred question, that is there any comments or is there any question? Is there any comments or question? Great. No one asked a question. So I would like to show you how to end this moment of silence by implementing a new strategy to improve students' interest in asking and answering questions in the classroom. This topic is very relevant to us as a teacher or prospective English teacher in the classroom learning process. But next slide, please. Okay. Can you brightness, please? Fix the brightness. The brightness of my... Yeah. Okay, thank you. To start with, let me introduce myself. My name is Wening Nurmitayani. I am a student of the English Education Department, 11 Maret University. I am really interested in this topic because I am a prospective English teacher and I often dealing with this problem in my learning process. So I am eager to find solution for this problem by reading scholarly research. And I'm 100% certain that the finding is one of the best solutions for this problem. Okay, next slide please. Okay, sorry. As I said in the beginning, a moment of silence after giving a material or presentation is a problem for a teacher in the learning process. Sometimes it is hard to encourage our students to ask and give comment in the classroom. So I eagerly persuade all of you to implement a new strategy to improve students' interest in asking and answering questions in the classroom. Without any further ado, my presentation will be divided into three main sections. The first one, I will discuss about problem, that is the students' low interest in asking and answering questions. Second, causes, that is some reasons the students are having low interest in asking and answering questions. And the third is solution, that is new strategy to encourage students to ask questions in class. Next slide please. Okay, in the first part of my talk, I said about the problem that we will discuss in this session. That is the students' low interest in asking and answering questions. This is the problem. A problem in the classroom are crucial and must be overcome. Let's take a look at this expert statement that is in research by Warsaw and Idal in 1994 state that the need of solving classroom problem which affects students' academic achievements is to be examined, which is against the ultimate goal of producing competent and responsible citizens. Besides, the next expert from Morgan in 1996 state that the student presence in class and participation during the teaching and learning process, particularly in asking and answering questions, in the most to make the teaching and learning process easy, enthusiastic, effective, and to promote active learning style. Next slide, please. So, let's identify the problem arise in the classroom related to this topic. Firstly, the students' low interest in asking questions to their teacher and friend in presentation session. As you can see on the screen, this is the situation. And then secondly, students' low interest in speaking, answering questions, and giving feedback. Students' participation in class was low, especially when we ask students. Some of students hesitate to give reply for our question until the end of each session. They often state as low interest and hardly participated. Next slide, please. Yeah. Now let's turn to the causes of the problem that show some reasons the students are having low interest in asking and answering questions. Based on some research, I found this condition happens for some reason. Firstly, the students feel shy and anxious. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the students feel shy and anxious. According to Tang and Smith, shyness is a social withdrawal-related tendencies in social situation reflected by active avoidance and an anxious preoccupation with the self in response to real or imagined social interaction in 1917. Shyness and anxiety have some psychological effect. Next slide, please. This is the psychological effect of shyness and anxious. You can see on the screen. That is cold sweat and shaking, and then this is sweat. The next slide, the next picture is sweat, and this is about accelerated heart rate and tremor, abdominal pain, feeling of dizziness, or even weekend fainting, like the last picture. Okay, next slide, please. This is, secondly, the students are not confident. Some students are not confident with their speaking skills. Some students remain silent while knowing the correct answer of the question. One thing that we have seen concerning this was when we told the answer after they remain silent, they say yes. Next slide, please. Okay, I now like to turn to the solution. That is new strategy to encourage students to ask questions in class. First solution is maintaining effective classroom management by using group discussion. Emmer, Everson, and al. in 1994 note that the teacher who was categorized as effective classroom manager has significantly higher students' engagement in the role of the lesson and motivates students to be active in the classroom. Using group discussion. Steps in maintaining effective classroom management by using group discussion is, the first one is organized classroom. Organized classroom group that contains 2 or 3 students. Those low participant students from the selected members. And the second one, the teacher. The second one. Okay. The teacher walk around them from the front to the back until they finish their discussion point. And then the third, this presentation. Nah. Okay. We in the third, that is motivate those students to be participants in the group discussion. And fourth, lastly, That is, the teacher selected those students to answer the result of their activity. Okay? According to the research from Bodajo and al. In 1991, with title How We Can Improve Students' Interest in Asking and Answering Questions in the Classroom, the case of second-year social science students of Bulehora University in 2020, this step successfully encouraged low participant students by accepting answers mostly from them whether their answer is correct or incorrect. Next slide, please. Okay, the next solution is motivate those students to be participants in the group discussion. As mentioned in the preceding steps, motivation is the key to make students participants in the group discussion. Those are some examples of motivating students to be participants to the group discussion. The first one is giving reinforcement by using words like keep it up, excellent, good, very good, and good job. The next one is teacher must try to approach them as brotherly, not as a teacher, because most students have been afraid of their teacher. Third, this was to make those students confident while tasking in front of the students and encourage their relationship with us and with those active students. Okay, next slide please. This is the references I used to make this speech, and this brings me to the end of my speech. Let me conclude by summarizing the main point. The first main point is the problem, that is the students' low interest in asking and answering questions. Second, we have identified the causes, that some reasons the students are having low interest in asking and answering questions. And then the third is solution, that is new strategy to encourage students to ask questions in class. So let me remind you of a proverb says, next slide please. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. Yeah, this is a good proverb and we'll be mindful if we are solving this problem. So I highly recommend all of you to use this new strategy to solve the problem. I believe there will be so big improvements on the students' interest in asking and answering questions in the classroom. And sometimes it is hard to encourage our students to ask or give comments in the classroom, but it is quite normal for the students to have certain level of shyness, anxiety, and unconfident situation, then make mistakes when speaking a foreign language. I should be point out that the mistakes are the best way of learning. So motivate our students to never give up, try and fail, but don't fail to try. I am 100% certain that this strategy will be solving our problem. So let's use it to reach the better education in our country. I think that's all from me. I believe this will be beneficial for us. Thank you for the attention. Have a good day, and I will give back to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Waning Nurmitayani, for your speech today. Your speech is amazing, great, and very insightful. I will give it back to the MC for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you Sabita. This very interesting material from our great speaker. Get applause to her. This brings us to the end of our speech event today. Thank you very much for your good attention, ladies and gentlemen. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.